Hi, this is Stephen McLean. I host the Finance Leader podcast. This is bonus episode number 8. I am working on season number 3 of the podcast, and it will debut on August 4th. I am very excited to get that out to you, and I can't wait to get it ready and prepared, and can't wait for the debut on August 4th. If you don't already, consider following me on Instagram at stephen.mclean and my other social media accounts. I'll put the details in the episode description. Also, if you want additional resources, please go to my website at stephenmclean.com. You'll find a lot of things that you can download, a lot of blog posts, some guides, and some other resources that can help you with your leadership development and how to manage your team a little bit more effectively so you can get the most of what you guys do every day. I am asking for your help. I have a survey and I need some of your feedback on how the Finance Leader podcast is helping you with the development of your leadership. If you could take a few minutes, you can find the survey in this episode description. And if you've already signed up for my weekly email updates, you will find the link in the email. And you can find the survey link on my website, stephenmclean.com, and you'll see survey in the main menu. Just click that and it'll take you right to the survey. And you can find the survey in my social media accounts on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. So please just take a few minutes. If you could fill it out, it's about 10 questions. It will help me find the topics and the content that you need to help develop your leadership. So it should just take a few minutes. Fill it out, hit submit. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Several weeks ago, I released an episode on goal setting, and I wanted to do a follow-up because I felt it would be good to readdress goal setting while we are still dealing with the uncertainties of COVID-19 and its effects on the economy and business overall. There were positive economic signs coming out from June, but we are still facing uncertainty in the United States, which then impacts the rest of the world. I am still a believer in long-term goal setting, and that will not change. But it is still important to address goal setting even in this economic environment, and while many are still working from home or not working at all. You must still have a long-term plan. Even after several months and after our lives and our economy were upended, our careers seem like they are at a standstill. We are still collectively holding our breaths, hoping the businesses we are working for stay afloat financially. Making it through each day is still an accomplishment, so I applaud you. I want you to consider micro goals and consider a shorter time frame. Focus on getting through this chaotic time. Can you focus on improving your habits and your work ethic? Are there skills that you can improve? Are you taking some online classes towards your master's degree? Are you working on a certification? This time right now is great for working on our finance and accounting skills along with our professional foundation. You can improve your Microsoft Excel skills like pivot tables or how to better put together a brief for senior leaders. Let's continue to grow and develop even in uncertainty. Those professionals who commit to growth during this time will be much more prepared for when we all return to the office. Micro goals can help you focus on your purpose right now. Break down your big goal into very manageable pieces for where you are at right now. Keep working on something. We will eventually break out of this reality, and working on smaller objectives within your big goal is still a great plan and will pay off in the end. Still want to remind you that working on something right now is still a great plan. I'm encouraging you to continue to work on your goals, work on your skills, work on something that will give you an edge later once you guys all return to the office. Because once you do, there are some that have not worked on anything. It will be very apparent that if you've worked on skills, if you've worked on your growth and development, and you will have that little bit to set you apart from your peers and may give you a great opportunity once you all start to get together again and start working around each other again. So again, I'm encouraging you to work on some skills, work on advancing yourself, work on your formal education, or work on your professional certification, something that will give you a little bit of an edge once you all get together again. If you haven't already, I do recommend listening to my episode on goal setting. It is from season number 2, and it is episode number 18. I received a lot of great feedback on that episode, so enjoy. I want you to have a great week. Thank you so much for the great support. So continue to get out there, take care of your team, check on them routinely, and just make sure that everyone stays focused and has something that they're working on professionally. And enjoy this encore episode on goal setting. Thank you. In the episode this week, I am discussing the importance of goal setting. It is key to determine what big goal you have for your career and to write it down. When we have written down goals and a plan, then we can take action and have a greater chance of success. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the Finance Leader Podcast, where leadership is bigger than the numbers. I am your host, Stephen McLean. This is the podcast for developing leaders in finance and accounting. This is episode number 18, and today I will discuss the importance of goal setting and also my goal setting process and what I have found to be important when going through this process. Pablo Picasso said, "Our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of a plan, in which we must fervently believe and upon which we must vigorously act. There is no other route to success." New Year's resolutions are not goals. They are whims, usually with no realistic foundation, and often stated out of desperation, and often begun with no plan of action and no way to truly measure success. And we wonder why New Year's resolutions fail every year. Resolutions have no foundation and they lack planning. We will be goal setters who have a plan. Goals are measurable, they're specific, they have a defined date of completion and are written down. The keys to goal setting is to write them down, review often, and update regularly. For many of you as finance and accounting professionals, you want to become a CFO or even a CEO, which is great, it's fantastic. And this will take some deliberate planning and some critical goal setting, along with skills development, so that you can go to that next level. You will have to devise a great strategy, build and grow key relationships, and have a written down plan that you are continually updating. You need feedback and clarity on what you want to accomplish. Now, why is goal setting important? A goal can give us purpose and a plan of action. When you write down a goal, you have a better chance of achieving it. When we have clear goals, we have a greater chance of success. We have greater motivations when we see our actions take meaning, and we can gain confidence. Having a clear set of goals with a plan can give you an opportunity to talk with your leadership of where you want to go. I believe that if you share your goals with leadership, you will find that they sincerely want you to achieve them, that you will see that opportunities will come your way to develop and to grow and to advance. People are often afraid to share their big goals with leaders, which comes from many things. It could be a lack of trust, or we lack confidence to talk about our big goal. We may feel intimidated. We are all a work in progress. We all need improvement. So take some risk and share your goals, and you may be pleasantly surprised by how senior people will try to help you. Most want to give their advice on how they succeeded and how they advanced their career, and give you some examples from their own career of how they were able to open some doors and work with senior people as they came up through their career and how they advanced. So I am encouraging you to share your goals as you do your one-on-ones with your leadership and as you have those opportunities to talk with those senior to you in your organization. Again, you will probably be pleasantly surprised as you continue to talk about these goals that your senior leadership will think about you as they realize things are coming up in the organization, and they will remember that conversation that they had with you, and that's where doors become open. I want to share with you 5 goal setting key steps that I take when I go through my goal setting process. The first thing is establish a mindset of success, and this is a continual process. Determine what you think and believe might hold you back from accomplishing your goals. In episode 4, I talked about mindset. Your mindset determines your outcome. Your mindset is powerful, so we need to get it right so we can accomplish what we set out to do. Our mindset needs to be ready for adversity, ready for change, and ready to make decisions. We must be resilient to a competitive office environment that could derail our goals. If anything that we need to get right from the beginning, and that is to get our mindset right. It's a continual process. We need to continually assess how we are thinking, our process, our biases, anything that we believe that is holding us back. Anything that we believe is going to derail our confidence and limit our success and limit our opportunities. Number 2 is that we need to ensure that we have an inner circle that supports us. This is also a continual process. It's okay for those that are in your inner circle to leave, and it's okay for you to find new people. You will probably never have a steady and constant inner circle. People change and people move on, and we realize that our inner circle isn't supporting us. I can't stress this enough, that you need to surround yourself with people who appreciate you, who support you, who push you to be better, who hold you accountable, and they're not enablers, but supporters who know your worth. This is a continual process, just like mindset. You need to continually be evaluating who you let into your inner circle. Your inner circle are the people you talk about with your goals and your dreams. And again, they should be people who know your worth, who support you, hold you accountable, who appreciate you, but they don't enable you. They also push you along and also give you the most honest feedback that you need to hear, but who also care about you, who want to see you succeed, who don't want to hold you back, who aren't working against you, but are working for you. Step number 3, and this probably is the step that requires a lot of thinking and a lot of process development and to figure out how you want to do it. And I'm going to take you through how I do it, and that is to establish a strategy for your goal setting. This is a process, and you'll continually be updating it. And you have to be deliberate about this part of the goal setting. And this is what I like to do. I like to determine what my end state is. What is my big goal? What is going to be the culmination of my career? What is the final end state goal that I want to achieve? What do you want to accomplish in your career? And then you need to weave together your personal and your career goals. They need to be working together. You need to figure out what you're going on in your personal life along with what you're going to accomplish in your career. And you need to be talking with your significant other about what you both want to achieve. What does your significant other want to achieve also? And you need to work together and communicate together. Assess what you need to do to accomplish your goals. What experience you need. What skills do you need? What credentials that you need? What do you need to work on throughout your career so you can accomplish that big goal, that big dream that you have? Now, this next thing is to help you plan and to help you look at the long term, because your big goal and your big dream is a long-term goal. It might be 10 years out, could be 20 and 25 years out. So you need to have a long-term calendar that you can continually update and check. And on this long-term calendar, now go out as far as you think it will take to accomplish a big career goal and put it out there. If it's 20 years or 25 years or 10 years, you put it out there on this long-term calendar. Now, I want you to start placing critical dates, especially if you have children or plan to have children, so you can place graduation dates, the college years, and any other critical dates involving your children, so you can understand when these critical dates are going to be, like high school graduation, college years, and anything else that your children are going to be looking at, so you can understand where the critical dates are going to be in your career and how this is going to affect you as you advance your career and the decisions and commitment that you're going to be making. Commitment to advancing your career versus commitment to your children. You also need to place critical dates for your spouse's career so you can continue to communicate better. Communication is going to be critical. Now, this isn't necessarily a relationship-based show, but I can't stress you enough how much you need to be communicating with your significant other and need to be talking about your goals and need to be talking about how your career and your personal lives, how they go together and how you need to work together and communicate so there's nothing down the road that's going to have a conflict. You work those things out now in your goal setting process. You put everything down in this long-term calendar so you can see where the conflicts are going to be. Now, if you are also caring for your parents or expect to care for your parents down the road, especially down the road where you want to accomplish this big goal, you need to put those dates on the calendar. We're looking for conflicts. We're looking for where things are going to derail this goal. And you may, as you look at these dates and these critical events on your long-term calendar, this may alter and change how you look at your career, what you want to accomplish. You may alter this as you go along and you start to see other commitments, because you only have 24 hours in a day, you have 168 hours in a week, and you need to figure out where you're going to allocate your effort, allocate how you're going to accomplish everything in your life. And that includes your personal life. That includes everything you're going on with your family, your significant other, and anybody else that needs your effort and your attention. So you work out the conflicts and you start to see where this is all going to have issues or problems down the road. So this long-term calendar is so key so that you can figure out how things are going to work out down the road as you want to accomplish that big goal. So keep all these dates in mind as you plan where you will be, what stage of your career you're going to be in. It's important to have this long-term calendar. Now, continuing on in this strategy, I need you to break down your goals into achievable objectives. Now, if you want to have a goal of being CFO, now how are you going to achieve that as you go along in your career? What are the little things you need to accomplish to get that goal? You may also have a goal of achieving an advanced degree or a certification or whatever you're going to accomplish so that you can start to work on smaller pieces of the big goal. So break it down into achievable objectives into the bigger goal. Additionally, you need to be continually updating your IDP in this strategy. This is your plan. You need to update it regularly. You need to list out your skills and your credentials, your goals, your objectives. Now, if your company has an IDP format, that's fine to use that. Sometimes the company IDPs are focused on just what the company wants you to achieve while you're working for them, but I need you to have everything in your individual development plan. I need you to have more than just what the company wants you to accomplish. I need you to have those big long-term goals and everything else worked in so you can have the big picture all in one document. Now, I have an IDP guide that I created a couple years ago. It's on my website, stephenmclean.com. You can go to resources on the menu, and then you can download it for free. Just put your email address in there, and it'll email you a very comprehensive list of things that you should be including in your individual development plan. I'll include a link in the show description that you can go right to it and download it. And also, continuing in this strategy and this process, I encourage you to find a mentor and or an accountability partner so that you can work with this person and get the great advice, and also someone can help you to figure out where you're accomplishing your goals and things that you're not doing. This also would be a good person to find in your inner circle. Your inner circle would be a great group of people who can hold you accountable and also give you that great feedback and great advice as you go along in your career. Now, step number 4 in my goal setting process is that you need to be continually nurturing your network. And I'm not talking about just building and growing your network, which is very important. You need to be doing that. But you need to cultivate relationships. You need to give and take within your professional network and your professional relationships. And you need to give way more than you take. So nurture your network, not build and grow your network. Cultivate and nurture the contacts that you have. Communicate with them regularly and see what they're doing and see how you can help them accomplish their goals too. Now, the 5th step in this goal setting process that I like to use, and I have said it throughout this episode, and that you need to be continually assessing and updating your goals, updating and assessing your individual development plan. You need to be looking at your plan quarterly at a minimum. I would encourage you to do this monthly, but at a minimum, you need to be doing this quarterly. Look at your plan. You need to record what you have accomplished, and you need to make any changes that you feel that are important, any changes that you believe that are going to impact your career. And if you have decided to change your big goal, then you need to be looking at that also. And then that will create whole process again to figure out what you want to accomplish and everything else that needs to be done to achieve that long-term plan. So fifth step again is to continually assess and update your individual development plan, your goals, so that you can continually see where you're at and what you need to accomplish. All right, for this year, I wrote down 3 goals that I needed to do, and within these 3 goals, I had several different objectives. I broke them down, and I know I'm going to be accomplishing 2 of the goals this year. The third goal I actually pushed off because of COVID-19, and I know that I wouldn't be able to accomplish this third goal. So I've actually pushed this goal off until at least next year. And that's how we determine these things, because we're continually assessing and figuring out what goals are going to be accomplished and anything that's going to hold us back or stop us. We continue to do that assessment, and then we can update our plans. And that's why this is so important to be looking at and writing down your goals, is that things happen and things change, and we're dealing with a lot of change in 2020, and that's why it's so important that you have these goals written down. You can see what you're trying to accomplish, you can see what's happening in your world, in the business world, in the organization, in your personal life, and then you can do that assessment whether you can accomplish these goals or not, and then you make the adjustments, you make the changes that need to be happening. And so you can then make the adjustments whether you can accomplish it later this year or next year, or even push it off even further. All right, for an easy win today, I want you to write down your long-term goal today and write it down in your individual development plan. I want you to be specific, and I want you to set up a plan to achieve it. Now, for example, if you want to be a CFO, then I would write down, be very specific. I want to be the CFO of at least a $50 million company within the next 12 years. Now you can backwards plan from that to today, assessing what jobs you need to do and what skills you need to develop, what additional credentials you need to achieve, and who in your network can help you achieve this goal. Again, today, write down what your long-term goal that you have for your career, if you haven't already. Be very specific, and then go ahead and set up a plan to achieve that goal. In this episode, we talked about the importance of goal setting and a few key considerations on how to achieve it, a process. You need to establish your own process. Now, I want to share with you just a couple of quick numbers. I went and researched and found that there are a lot of studies on goal setting going back decades. And I did find routinely within the studies and within the articles that I found that it seems like that only 3% of people have written down goals. 3%. That means 97% of the professionals and the people you work with and the people you interact with have no written down goals. They think they know what they want to accomplish, but they have no system, no written down plan, no way to know what they need to do or where they want to go and how they want to achieve it. So you're interacting with a lot of people who really don't have a plan. They're just sort of making it up as they go. They really don't have a solid understanding of where they want to go. Now, this is good for you if you start to write down your goals and you have a plan and you do the assessments and you figure out what you want to accomplish. This gives you definitely a step above your peers that are out there who are not writing down their goals. And I also found in these studies that you are 88% more likely to succeed if you write down and regularly assess your goals. So I'm encouraging you, write down your goals, get it on paper, and continually assess it and review where you are and where you want to go in your career. So write down your goals, be realistic, be specific, have a timeline, and use backwards planning from that big goal to today on how you see yourself accomplishing that big goal. This episode is sponsored by my new online course offering through Finance Leader Academy. It's called Advance Your Finance and Accounting Career, Developing a Promotion Strategy that Sets You Apart. Are you having difficulty getting recognition from your leadership despite all the hard work you pour into your job and your organization? This course will help you analyze what you bring to the organization, how you can set yourself apart from your peers, through high visibility work and developing your leadership skills, plus how you can devise a strategy to move ahead. You can go to stephenmclean.com and you can select the store from the menu. We are still in production mode with this course, so I'm offering a limited time offer to buy it now, but this offer will be gone soon. Last week, we talked about risk-taking. This week was about establishing goals. And next episode, we're going to be talking about developing your executive presence, followed by becoming your best self. And that episode will close out season number 2 of the podcast. I hope you enjoyed the Finance Leader podcast. I am dedicated to helping you grow your leadership. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can get this episode wherever you find podcasts. If you are enjoying this podcast, please leave a written review so that others can get introduced to this forum. I will be reading reviews on future episodes, and it might be yours. Thank you, and please share with your colleagues. Until next time, you can check out more resources at stephenmclean.com and sign up for my updates so you don't miss an episode of the show. And now, go lead your team, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.